Demetrius is next in Raleigh, North Carolina. Hi, Demetrius. How are you?
I'm doing well. Right now, I'm not doing well, Dave.
You were trying to be optimistic but not lie. What's going on, man?
Do it.
What's going on?
So, look, in 2015, I bought my wife an SUV.
Mm-hmm.
3 months in, it needed a $1,500 repair.
Lord.
And that continued on up until this point. So
you've had a lot of repairs on this lemon.
Yeah, and so
was it new?
To get rid of it. I was trying to stay optimistic, and now the car's dead. It needs a new engine, which would be the second new engine, by the way.
Good gracious! What kind of car is this?
It's a Volvo XC90 08.
So what, did you just get a bad one, or is that just a bad brand of car or something? Not brand. I mean, Volvo's a good car, but I mean a bad model or something.
Well, we initially thought it was a good car, too, because that's all we've heard until we got one.
Okay.
And so now she's taking her hands off it. She's like, this is your problem. You need to figure out how to fix it.
So this is going way downhill right here.
Yeah, I'm stumped, man.
So what do you owe on this piece of crap?
Almost $7,000, like $6,800 still.
Okay. And how many miles it got on it?
Like 100 and kind of, because with the new engine.
No, I mean how many miles? I didn't ask about the engine. I asked about the car. How many miles has the car got on it?
Let's say 150,000.
But you put a brand new engine in it how long ago?
No, it wasn't. It wasn't brand new. It was used.
Oh, you bought a junkyard engine.
Yes.
Okay, and what did that cost you?
About $1,300.
Okay, so you get to do it again, right?
Yeah.
And then you sell it, right?
Well, do I do it again?
Well, what you do is what's the car worth today if it was running? If the engine was running?
The last value I got on it was from my bank, and it was about $5,000.
Okay, jump on Kelley Blue Book and look at kbb.com for private sale and pretend like the engine was fine, but with the bazillion miles you have on it, and put in all the information. And let's say it comes back $5,000. That's what the car is worth. Okay.
Right.
Running. If the engine can be put in for $1,300 more, then take $5,000 in your mind minus $1,300 and say that's the least I could sell the car for salvage and come out. Otherwise, I got to fix it and sell it fixed. And so I'm thinking salvage without the engine fixed. That this car is probably a $2,000 car. With the engine in it, it's probably a $5,000 car. So it's probably worth the $1,300 to get it up to $5,000. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because if you could get $2,000 for it, you're going to lose $3,000. If you get $5,000 for it after you put a $1,300 engine in it, now you've only lost a few thousand. Okay, and that gets rid of it. It's difficult to sell a salvage car for much. I mean, with a bad engine in it. What's wrong with the engine? It completely blow, drop a rod, and everything.
Yeah. Well, according to it blew when my children were in it on a 5-hour trip. So me and my wife had to go and pick it up on the side of the road. So when we took it to the shop, they said it's low compression in 3 cylinders, which basically they said
it's blown.
They figured that the contributing factor was the person that had the engine did not do the oil maintenance. They didn't keep up on the oil maintenance.
Yeah, maybe.
So now, the engine itself is about for the engine and labor.
Yeah, you got low compression. Listen, I haven't worked. I hadn't turned a wrench in years, but low compression on 3 cylinders tells me it's blown. I disagree. I mean, I agree with their thing. I'm not a mechanic, but I think they probably called that one right. So yeah, you're buying a $1,300 engine, and you're going to put it in this stupid car, and then you're going to wave bye-bye as it drives off down the street with its new owner, and you're still not going to get much for it because it's still a worn-out car. It's got almost 200,000 miles on it, and it's on its third engine.
Yeah, third engine. Yeah, so what do I do with the negative equity that I now have in the vehicle? Because I'm not going to get that. I mean, I'm not going to get. Nobody's going to. I'm not going to get that.
You have to have the money. You have to have the money to cover that. Do you have any cash?
No.
Okay. Do you have any credit where you go borrow that?
Well, I have. Right now, I was thinking of purchasing another vehicle, and I got approved for a $12,000 loan, which I can purchase another vehicle for.
You don't need another $12,000 loan. You need a lot less than that. We need a $2,000 loan to cover the negative equity, and we need a $2,000 loan to buy a car until you get yourself out of debt. A get-out-of-debt car. Not one you keep very long, but we need to get you out of debt. You don't need, I don't want you to go $12,000 in debt for a $1,300 problem. That's overreacting.
Well, yeah, I'm kind of known for that.
Well, I mean, when Mama does her hands like that and goes, "It's on you," and she starts doing those hands like that, we all tend to do that. So I got you.
Yeah.
But she's going to have to be a grown-up, too, and she can't, because what we want to do is we just want to get pissed off and go buy something, and then we look back later and go, that's when I made the dumbest decision of my life, when I got pissed off and bought something. And you get frustrated with the whole stupid thing, and you just want to shoot the car with a gun, call the cops and tell them somebody did that. You know, I mean, it's just blow it up or something, right? But you get there, I understand, but you can't do that. You just we got to do it. We got to handle it grown-up style. Fix it, sell it, cover the negative equity, get you a cheap car, get the cheap car paid off, save up, and move up in car with cash.
Okay.
3-step program. You got it, man. You can do it. It's just a pain in the butt. I understand. I get it. But one of my things was I decided I was going to drive junk long enough that I saved so dadgum much money that I never had to drive junk again. So I don't drive junk now because I'm not broke anymore. When I was broke, I drove crappiest old cars because I didn't want to ever drive a crappy car again. See, when you're broke, you drive a car that you have to give a name, like Bessie or Henry or Old Blue. That's what you do when you're broke, so you never have to again. And those aren't the good old days. Those old days suck. Those aren't the good old days. You'll look back on those and go, thank God we don't live like that anymore. You know? Those aren't the good old days. The good old days include outdoor plumbing, okay? We don't want the good old days. The good old days, we didn't have penicillin. We don't want the good old days. I don't want them. I don't want to drive crap ever again. I don't want to live in a house where things break all the time again. I want to have new enough stuff that it's not breaking all the time, and the way I get there is I live like no one else so that later I can live and give like no one else. You pay a price to win. The Bible says no discipline seems pleasant at the time, but it yields a harvest of righteousness. It's no fun to get there, but it's worth it because you get there.